What up, Doc?
It's always great to open yourself up to, a new genre of people, a new audience. And, that's why soundtracks are so much fun.
Right here in front of me now, eat this.
Please! Pop, please!
Eat!
No, eat! Here's the thing.
I'm a vegetarian.
With the huge generational crossover success of Shrek, Hollywood has proven that animated films aren't just for kids anymore.
Where are the others?
Eat me!
The film and music stakes at DreamWorks Animation are raised for Shark Tale, coming off the success of Shrek 2, now the third highest grossing feature film in Hollywood history.
That'll do, Donkey.
This time around, Shark Tale isn't just relying on cutting-edge animation and box office superstars like Will Smith, Angelina Jolie, Robert De Niro, and Renee Zellweger for success. The film producers are hoping to set a whole new standard for animated movie soundtracks. So they've loaded up with the biggest names in the music biz.
I really give props to DreamWorks for doing it this way, for breaking the mold on what the standard is for music in an animated film. They got Missy and Mary J. Blige and Christina Aguilera and, Sean Paul and myself and Tim, and they're going with what's hip right now.
Gone for now are the days of overly sentimental tracks from Enya, Peeble Bryson, and Celine Dion. They've been replaced by edgier, more contemporary artists like Linkin Park, Outkast, and Eminem. These artists are not only selling movies, but make incredible soundtracks, too.
This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Shark Tale will not only be this fall's first animated blockbuster, the producers are determined to make this the musical event of the season with a streetwise urban soundtrack that sets this underwater fantasy to a contemporary beat.
Hurry! Swim! No, Frankie, no! Get your boy! Get your boy!
Shark Tale aims to be more than a collection of songs thrown together without a game plan. The soundtrack is a well-conceived ode to old and new school hip-hop, reggae, and disco. If you can shake your moneymaker, DreamWorks hopes you'll be doing it to the Shark Tale soundtrack very soon.
Here we go again.
I think what's great about kind of making this older song come alive again in a present day time, it's cool because parents and their children can relate. It's got a fresh new sound.
To secure crossover success, the movie's producers have pulled out the big guns. Shark Tale star Will Smith is no stranger to hit movies, with mega films like Independence Day, Men in Black, I, Robot, and Bad Boys under his belt. His movies have grossed over $1.5 billion in the U.S. alone.
The Wild Wild West, Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider, no you don't want nada.
Big Willie had hits on the soundtracks to Wild Wild West and The Men in Black.
So don't fear us, cheer us, if you ever get near us, don't jeer us.
But some music fans were wary of the tunes because they seem to be recorded as an afterthought. But Shark Tale is about to change all that.
Can anyone stop the shark menace?
Learning from past lessons, the artists claim that the Shark Tale soundtrack wasn't just thrown together. These stars got into the film, literally.
The way to make a great soundtrack is the artists that are making the music have to be involved with the making of the film. So people aren't just recording songs separate and then you try to put them into the movie.
Lucky day.
Because it was animation, we were able to get all the artists in early to see the scenes and to watch it. So, like the Luda song with the Gold Digger, like really blends in when you see it.
And Angelina Jolie's character in the movie, she's really pretty, considering that she's a fish. She's basically a gold digger, and she's trying to get Will Smith's, a.k.a. Oscar, in the movie's cash.
There's only one thing I like better than money. Revenge.
Yeah, she's a money magnet. Smell a dollar bill in your clothes. Gold digger signs from her head to her toes.
It's definitely a hit song, and it's gonna be a classic for this movie.
Nice bet.
This is my first time and my first song for an animated film. I'm loving the experience right now.
It may be Luda's first original cut for a soundtrack, but songs from his platinum-selling albums have been featured in Rush Hour 2, Glitter, and How High. And he even executive produced the soundtrack for Too Fast, Too Furious. Just like Too Fast, Too Furious, which features a lot of hip-hop tracks, Shark Tale follows suit.
This movie using so much hip-hop music for the soundtrack, I think that says a lot in how popular hip-hop is getting throughout the whole country, or throughout the world for that matter.
Audience love to see their hip-hop heroes up on the silver screen. Stars like Eminem, P. Diddy, Queen Latifah, and DMX have all crossed over to cinema with success. In fact, in 2003, hip-hoppers headlined 3 movies that broke the $100 million box office mark. And Hollywood plans to keep taking hip-hop artists to the bank. Queen Latifah, Omarion, Farnsworth Bentley, and Bow Wow all have movies in theaters or in production. Detroit's own D12 hit Hollywood upside the head for the first time in Eminem's 8 Mile, the best-selling hip-hop soundtrack of all time. The Dirty Dozen is back in action on the Shark Tale soundtrack.
D12 is a group full of characters, and when we write together, we like to bring those characters out.
The dude tried to eat me. I guess he didn't like me. It might be because I'm a Pisces. They always try to take me lightly.
Hip-hop is a growing music. You can hear hip-hop in jazz, you can hear it in rock and roll music, you can hear it in R&B. If you do it wrong, people won't like it, but obviously we're doing something right.
And they're not the only ones.
Bridges go burn, now it's your turn.
Frontman turned aspiring actor Justin Timberlake teamed up again with super producer Timbaland, his collaborator on JT's platinum-selling solo album Justified, for a brand new joint on the Shark Tale soundtrack.
Tim and I have worked together before on my record. We took this opportunity to do something a little bit different. You know, Tim's done a couple of little vocals on my records before.
The song that me and Justin did has a lot of attitude. So it's more like I'm a player. Don't get mad at the player.
Ain't nothing to it. If you wanna get down, then we can do it.
Like the other artists on the soundtrack, Justin wanted to make sure his track maintained street credibility.
It's not just a song that we want to work in the movie, it's a song that we just want to work, period.
If you keep on pressing at me.
And I thought that this would be cool as a duet. Oscar and Lenny, Will Smith, Jack Black, they get themselves into a lot of trouble.
What a team, baby! They ate it up!
I definitely like the relationship between their 2 characters, though. And I thought that was why it was cool for Tim and I to do this as a duet.
You having a good time, huh? You enjoying yourself?
And, you know, kind of have a conversation, because these 2 are plotting all the time, and me and Tim are we scheme a little bit.
Coming up, Christina and Missy take a turn on the disco dance floor, and Sean Paul adds some dancehall flavor to the remake of a reggae classic with Ziggy Marley.
Easy and vibe by the thing.
Take a look at almost anyone's iPod these days, and you'll find a wide range of musical genres. The producers of Shark Tale have tried to do the same with the movie soundtrack.
Dun, 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 can't touch this.
They're hoping hip-hop heads will be feeling new tracks from Ludacris and D12.
Here we go! Here we go! Here we go!
Listeners who are into dirty pop will enjoy a spoonful from Justin Timberlake and producer Timbaland.
Hey, JG.
Yeah.
Why these dudes keep staring at us?
I don't know, but I'm about to find out what's up.
R&B gets a spin on the soundtrack thanks to JoJo, India R.E., and Avant.
You're thinking what I'm thinking, then you know it's time.
And reggae dancehall gets a moment in the sun thanks to Ziggy Marley and Sean Paul.
Don't worry, easy and vibe by the thing.
Ziggy Marley, son of legendary reggae star Bob Marley, hooks up with Sean Paul for a cover of his father's classic song, 3 Little Birds.
Hey yo, bless up, don't test up, and no matter what really young brain.
But don't even think about calling it hip-hop.
But Sean Paul is not a hip-hop artist, he's a dancehall artist, reggae dancehall, which is a music which is have a much more up-tempo vibes than the traditional reggae. And instead of singing, it has DJing. Some people say rapping. We call it DJing.
Life is a road, so then you fit choose the right lane. Some people focus them energy on their pain. Never acknowledge on the rest in them game.
To tell the truth, hip-hop come from dancehall. Hip-hop is more, they should be calling hip-hop dancehall, you know what I say? It should be vice versa. Because really and truly, a lot of the original hip-hop stuff coming from the original reggae dancehall. You know what I say? If you check the history.
Tons of movies feature reggae music these days, but the reggae film connection began back in the day with 1973's The Harder They Come. The movie featured reggae star Jimmy Cliff as a down-on-his-luck singer trying to make it in the music biz.
And then the harder they come, the harder they'll fall, one another.
The harder they come, the harder they fall, one another. That movie, a very historic movie, you know, one of the first out of Jamaica, with a great soundtrack. It kind of epitomizes what reggae is, you know, like reggae is a music that it doesn't matter what comes against it, it will always stand up.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone.
Jimmy Cliff's hit song, I Can See Clearly Now, resurfaced in the 1993 reggae-filled soundtrack for Cool Runnings, starring John Candy and Dougie Doug. The movie was based on a true-life fish-out-of-water story about the first Jamaican Olympic bobsled team.
20 degrees below zero in spandex tights is not the place where you want to be. It's like, I think this is my first and last bobsled movie.
And for more recent movies like the surfer girl action flick Blue Crush, a reggae soundtrack is a must. One of the things that made the film stand out was the director's determination to be authentic.
He really keyed in on the authenticity of the movie. He wanted it to be as natural as possible. He hired a lot of local people. And I think that made everyone kind of like, oh, it's not just Hollywood coming to dominate the North Shore. They're actually kind of embracing the culture and the environment.
Reggae music reflects the feeling, that feeling of freedom of being on the ocean and being in the sun. Reggae music reflects that to the people who watch the movie. So they need that in the movie, you know?
Shark Tale isn't the first time Ziggy Marley's contributed a reggae track to a big Hollywood movie. For Adam Sandler's 51st Dates, set in Hawaii, Ziggy reworked the Cars' classic 80s love song, Drive.
Who's gonna drive you home tonight?
I know that song from early days of MTV, Who's Gonna Drive You Home. So I worked on it for a couple of days at home. It's not working out for me. I'm not feeling, I'm not getting, you know, I've spent many nights into mornings playing around until I finally start to feel it. I'm like, all right, I'm feeling it now. It's my own now. I'm making it my own.
Respect.
Respect. While reggae may be the all-purpose genre for the soundtrack to sun-drenched flicks, not every film features their very own reggae characters. Shark Tale has Ziggy Marley and Dougie Doug as Bernie and Ernie, a pair of dreadlock jellyfish who sing and laugh their way through the movie.
Why is it that my locks can sting other people, but they have no effect on me or you? Ernie! I didn't mean it, Ernie! I didn't mean it, man! Ernie! Oh, Ernie! Ernie! You made a joke!
This is my message to you.
For his cover of his father's hit, Three Little Birds, Ziggy headed into the studio with fellow Jamaican Sean Paul.
Y'all don't worry, we are really like you, yeah.
My man was a big hero, and to be able to do work with his sons and do one of his songs over in a type of a more dancehall style, it's amazing for me.
Coming up, another musical genre that was counted out at one time but has endured 3 generations. We'll check in with divas Mary J. Blige, Christina, and Missy Elliott when we come back for more of the Shark Tale soundtrack special.
Don't do me
With a roster that reads like a who's who in the music biz, the Shark Tale CD may be flexing some muscle the first week in store.
If you sneeze, you don't wipe that boogie without my okay, okay? Okay.
But will it have the staying power a certain disco-themed soundtrack has had for almost 30 years? In 1977, John Travolta stepped out on the dance floor to put the moves on moviegoers in Saturday Night Fever. And with hits from Kool and the Gang, The Tramps, Casey and the Sunshine Band, and the Bee Gees, the movie's Disco Inferno turned into a 5-alarm fire sale. The Saturday Night Fever soundtrack has sold more than 30 million copies to date and is still selling at a steady clip, proving that disco's definitely not dead. The Shark Tale soundtrack features a few contemporary artists revamping a couple of disco classics, including Cheryl Lynn's Got to Be Real from Mary J. Blige.
When I was approached about covering this song, I was so happy. I mean, this song was one of the biggest records during that time, and everyone was singing along. When I was a kid, I was singing it, and you know, Cheryl Lynn is one of the greatest singers, so everybody was trying to mimic her, you know, and trying to sing the song like her. And it was hard to do it like Cheryl Lynn, so I had to do it my way.
Let's get this party started right!
The way I changed To Be Real up to be my own song is I actually gave the song verses. The song originally didn't have any verses. It just had the To Be Real and What You Find. And it didn't have verses, so I gave it some verses and turned it into almost like a love song.
I'll get with you, boy, on one condition. If you promise not to ever mention, I can promise you love will never end. It's gotta be.
Well, the song To Be Real connects with the character Oscar in the movie really good because the bottom line is Oscar's not being real with anyone.
It's not safe to be out here at night.
It is now, bro. You the Shark Slayer. Yeah.
Shark Slayer?
Yo, what was that?
Sometimes I'll be coughing for nothing.
He was told this big lie to everyone, and To Be Real is perfect, you know, because it's just telling him, come on, man, you know, be real about the situation. It's like a little thing in his conscience.
Did you see what just happened there? I know. They think you're the Shark Slayer. As if.
Gotta be real, gotta be real.
Another diva, Christina Aguilera, got a chance to work an old hit.
I'm remaking the old classic Car Wash, which I'm really excited about. And it's got a really good classic soulful feel, and I jumped at the chance of getting to remake it.
Hey, Angie. Sorry, Pop and I are late, but we brought some new customers.
Hey, how you doing?
I wanted to keep it sounding, you know, pretty classic and soulful with you know, that sound that it had back in the day.
You might not ever get rich.
So that was exciting and fun to play around with.
The original version of Car Wash is a tough act to follow, but luckily Christina's partner in rhyme, Missy Misdemeanor Elliott, knows the track very well.
It was performed by Rose Royce in the 70s because it's one of those records that used to be one of those happy cookout, whatever kind of records that your mother and father used to know about. So we're gonna have a lot of fun doing it.
The ladies of Lady Marmalade have already teamed up for one soundtrack super hit on Moulin Rouge, so coming together for Car Wash seemed perfectly natural.
Missy and I seem to always be coming together for some kind of, you know, collaboration on something, whether it be, you know, for Moulin Rouge and doing the soundtrack and the song together there.
Christina. How I got involved with the project was Jeffrey Katzenberg. he reached out to me and we went to LA and saw a lot of the footage for Shark's Tale. And once he told me Will Smith was gonna be a part of it, I knew it was gonna be a real box office hit. So I decided that I wanted to get involved with it.
Yo, Christina, Missy, how about we have a little Oscar-licious fun?
Small tuna fish on one big catch. Plus, I like the footage that he showed me. I thought the animated cartoon was hot.
No, snap it. You're not snapping it.
I'm snapping it. I'm snapping it.
It's okay. A lot of great whites can't do it, yo. Yo, what's up?
What's up with what?
It's very, very cute and really funny. It's gonna be just so much fun to see that movie. I saw a trailer for it, and it was just incredible. It really is. It takes animation to this entirely new height and level, and it's just really exciting. I can't wait to see the rest of the movie.
Yo, I'm sorry, Dunn. Angie needs to get her freak on. Would you hold for one moment, please? Thanks, dog.
Oscar.
Come on, Ange. Dance with me, mama.
Hey.
Let me see it. Tomorrow, I'm
You misunderstood.
Sorry we're late, Pop. Lenny had an accident. He was born.
You're a comic genius. Look, all I'm saying is the kid ain't exactly no killer.
My Lenny is a killer, you hear me? A cold-blooded killer. Look at him.
Huh?
That's it. That's it. You are out.
What? What do you mean I'm out?
You're fired.
Ah!